on J. Willimax, ESPN Radio. According to ESPN's Todd Archer, sources say the Cowboys will not retain multiple coaches. Cowboys will not bring back senior defensive assistant George Edwards, assistant defensive line coach Leon Lett, because, of course, the defense let them down so bad down this. What? Running back coach Skip Pete. Offensive line coach Joe Philbin. All those guys gone. They're among a number of coaches with expiring contracts. What does this mean, Key, for Mike McCarthy and his job security?
I'm a little shocked that Big Cat, the defensive line coach, is being let go. Former Dallas Cowboy. Just that's interesting to me. Skip Pete. The running back spot, the veteran running back coach in this league. Joe Philbin, former Miami Dolphin, Green Bay Packer, on the staff with Mike McCarthy in Green Bay before he took the Miami Dolphin job. I'm surprised he's let go, but who knows why they are making these changes or whatnot. When you start making changes like this and the coordinators aren't gone, it just feels like that he's being told by the coordinators they need better help at these positions from guys that are out there in the universe. That's just what it feels like. I don't think that it means anything for Mike McCarthy's job. I don't think it means anything for Dan Quinn or Kellen Moore unless they get opportunities elsewhere to become head coaches, which certainly seems like Dan Quinn may be headed in that direction. But Jerry Jones has deep pockets. He's already, I think, according to our own Jay Williams, that he is paid as the highest defensive coordinator in the NFL, and Jerry will certainly put more money to retain him on top of the table.
See, Key, that's the conversation with me about, what do you do about your OC and your DC? And the question is, if there aren't questions around Mike McCarthy now, you still understand how important Dan Quinn is to your team's ultimate success, because nobody questions the defense, right? Defense is a little bit of a up and down, but, their defense for the most part has been a top-ranked defense in the NFL. So how do you retain that? And, ultimately, what's your budget around that coaching staff?
Man, I ain't got no budget. I got so much money.
Unlimited budget, Key?
He's paying him, what, $9 million, close to $9 million a year to be a DC according to reports?
Yeah.
That's the money in the NFL, because there's a salary cap for the players, will find its way onto the field from competitive owners who want an advantage, right? That's when the coaches get paid. That happened in the NBA when they got all the new TV money. Remember that, Jay? All of a sudden, the coaches' salaries exploded because you can only allow to pay the players so much, but teams still want an advantage.
Yeah, but in the NFL, new money hadn't even kicked in yet.
Yep.
That kicks in another year, I think, year or two. And so when that money kicks in, imagine. So Jerry already knows if he wants to keep Dan Quinn, he can make him offer he can't refuse to go be a head coach.
So meantime, some more Cowboys drama. Micah Parsons denies throwing shade at Dak Prescott on Twitter. In response to a video of Bills general manager Brandon Beane pointing out the limitations of the salary cap and the financial advantages that teams with rookie quarterbacks have, which is why you hear so many people say, you got to get him in his rookie window, right? Got to win a Super Bowl with his rookie window, you can pay everyone. Well, Micah Parsons pointed out that 3 of the 4 remaining teams are working with quarterbacks on rookie deals and therefore surrounded by top talent. Here's Brandon Beane at the presser. This is from the 24th, so we're talking about the day before yesterday. This is Tuesday. This is the Bills GM on why the Bengals have an advantage over them.
No, they have a good team. They right now are on the advantage of a rookie quarterback contract. They had some lean years. Without getting too much into their build, I don't want to suck bad enough to have to get Jamar Chase. He's a heck of a talent. I'd love to have him, but you gotta go through some lean years to do that. They were able to get Burrow 1. I don't remember where Chase was drafted, but it was pretty high. And those guys are on their rookie deals. We're paying Stephon Diggs a pretty hefty number. We're paying Josh Allen a pretty hefty number. So there is the constraints of the cap. They have a really good team. They got some good young players.
Okay, here's what Micah Parsons tweeted after hearing that. Besides Mahomes, every team in the Final Four QB is on a rookie deal and surrounded by talent, ! Interesting take, ! I don't know how else to interpret that other than we need to draft a quarterback. He later clarified his initial tweet, or cleaned it up at least. Here's Micah Parsons' next tweet. Listen, we're not going to sit here like I'm talking about Dak. Sheed is how I'll pronounce it. When I get paid, I'm going to want a big contract too. Come on, stop reaching. Hold up. What could he have possibly meant?
When I get paid, I'm going to want a big contract.
In other words, like when my contract's up, I'm going to want to get paid just like that. But Key, if you send that tweet
Talk less, my man. Talk less, Micah. Talk less.
I mean, what else could he be saying? He's saying draft a quarterback. Micah Parsons is one of my favorite players in the NFL. That dude is more like LT than anyone I've seen since LT.
Well, part of
but come on, man.
Part of the problem with Micah's initial response was, for me, Patrick Mahomes went back to the Super Bowl after he signed his $500 million deal. So it didn't stop them from going to the Super Bowl and paying Kelsey and paying Tyreek and getting other players surrounded around them. Dak Prescott is one player that I've noticed has never complained about having other pieces around him to do his job. I've never heard him complain about that. About, I'm not going to take the money. I'm not going to do this because I need other players around me. He's been able to do whatever he's been able to do because they've had some players around him that's been able to help at times get it done. Elite players, Pro Bowl players, okay? So when you start thinking about it, yeah, he's responding to Brandon Beam, and he's a little hot at Dak Prescott now. Just own it. But much like Jay say, just don't say nothing, man.
Say less, man.
Yeah, if you're going to say something, just tell Dak Prescott, man, get your blink together. Get it together because we need to go on a run here and win a Super Bowl, dog. You just tell him straight up. Just go to him straight up and let him know. I'm not going to continue to keep busting my ass on defense if you're going to keep doing that. That's what you do.
So last night I was watching this Lamar Odom special on TMZ. Not to turn a quick pivot, right? But he says something throughout the docu, which is fascinating. He's like, I play for the Lakers. I can't do certain things. I mean, you can say that works for almost every team in every sport in basketball and football because we're so media hungry that we read into tweets. But there's certain teams in particular that if you play for these teams, things are going to be, brought to a higher degree of awareness.
Magnified.
So, yeah, exactly, Key. So Lamar Odom, Lakers, Micah Parsons, Dallas Cowboys. So you're coming off this game, you write things like, besides Mahomes, every team in the final QB is on a rookie deal and surrounded by talent. Interesting take. You have to sit there and think for a second, okay, would this imply that I'm throwing shade at my quarterback? If I am, do I really want to do this right now? Do I really want to get into this spat? So I just don't think Micah is thinking through these things. I think it's more of a reaction, Key, instead of just saying, maybe I don't need to say anything.
Or maybe Jay Wills start to spread germs.
Or he could be talking about Jerry Jones in the front office about spending money on a quarterback and not surrounding around spending the money on.
Could be doing that too.
On, better talent, so to speak. But I personally think they have talent. I personally think they do.
They do. But there is no other interpretation I can come up with reading that than we need to draft a quarterback, man.
Man, what quarterback in the draft better than Dak Prescott?
I agree.
None.
I'm not talking about my interpretation of what the Cowboys should do. I'm saying that's what it seems like Micah is saying. And if he's not saying that, then Micah shouldn't just come out and say, come on, I'm not saying that. Say what you mean then. Clarify.
Well, you know how it goes, man.
Mean.
You say something, but then all of a sudden, maybe you can't handle the
blowback.
Yeah, the blowback. Maybe you like, you know what, man, I don't
Micah,
feel like
you need to come on this show to explain yourself.
Max, you take that tweet.
Just explain it.
You take that tweet saying you think they need to draft a rookie QB? That's where he goes,
how else can you
interesting take.
Yeah.
Like saying, to me that implies to Brandon Bean, that's not the only way to win it.
Okay, that is an alternative.
That's not the only way to win it. You could win it different ways.
Micah, you are the only one who can clear this up. You have to come on KJM. That's all there is to it. Then we'll take care of you. Which non-quarterback will be, how this media game works, which non-quarterback will be have the greatest impact in each conference championship game? ESPN Radio.
The Cincinnati Bengals are headed to Kansas City.
It doesn't matter what anybody thinks about us. We don't care who's favored, who's not.